Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's segment of readings. Um, this is on James 13 Wicca on YouTube, in case you're not seeing it there. For the main tarot, I'm going to use Wild Reflections Tarot deck by Spell. And there is a website on the back here. I believe it's there, yspell.com. It's in the center over here. There we go. If you're interested. That's what we have for the tarot deck. The oracle cards I'm going to use are Sacred... Okay, can't hold it. Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. It's hard to read it backwards. By Denise Lynn. Where's the websites for Denise? I think it's on the back of the book. So it's at the end of her paragraph where you see her face, that yellowish box. It's at the bottom of it. DeniseLynn.com if you want to check her out. And I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0 for the Fool. 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and a 4-sided dice to choose the element. It's from the Dice Shop. The website there is mathartfun.com. I don't know if it's showing up. I don't know if you can see mathart.com. Hopefully you can. mathartfun.com. Alright, that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. That being said, let's get into your reading. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. This reading is valid for whenever you come to it. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? I like this deck. It's very full of life. It's got a lot of life to it. Interesting. There's this kind of like, almost like a Jenga Lego feel to this. This is an interesting read. All right, we're going to find out what this is about, because you got you have judgment that could go in your favor, but it's kind of like, if it does, how does that go in your favor? Do you want to do this? Possibilities are here. Do you want to do this? All right, so the energy is good with this subject. So whatever this is for your life, I feel like it's been a little bit unpredictable. It's been up and down. It's been unpredictable. It's been up and down, but the current energy is pretty good. It reminds me of, like, for example, maybe you like to cook, for example, but over the last couple years, maybe it's been like hit and miss when you actually are able to do it, or it's kind of like, even though you're probably pretty good at baking or cooking or whatever, you've had a few things where it just didn't work out for some reason, even though you are pretty good. And I'm getting that currently the energy is stabilizing. Something seems really like something you're normally pretty good at, but maybe over the last year or two, it's just been off. It's just been a little off. Getting it to move forward, it seems like, I don't know, it seems to me like it's just kind of all of a sudden gotten back in line. So whatever was throwing you off, it seems like that problem, you've kind of worked it out. I want to say you've worked it out. Something was throwing you off, but you might have worked it out. 4 of Cups reversed. I feel like I stopped centering on what wasn't working, or I stopped paying attention to something that was negative. This reminds me of when I worked for this company and they were driving us nuts. It was getting really crazy. And I just stopped caring. I was just like, well, the review's going to be what the review is. I'm here to make money. Don't know if I'm really going to stay much longer anyway. The way, if another opportunity comes, I'm going to go. So I just stopped caring about what they thought. I'm just like, I'm just going to do a quality job for my own personal respect. I'm going to do as much as I can that makes sense, but I'm not going to do overtime, and I'm not going to worry about what they want. And I completely disconnected. I remember there was this one manager that wanted us to do like a triple verification, or like we had to document things 3 times, and it was just a huge waste of time. Huge. And I just stopped doing it. And I don't know why, but that person never said anything to me, maybe because it was completely ridiculous, possibly. But I'm getting like, this might be something where you disconnected from the negative energy. You disconnected, and it's kind of like, hey, people may not like it, but I'm over it. You may have just flat out disconnected, and people might not even know that you did. And you kind of balanced it out in your own way, kind of like, they may not like it, but I might be making choices anyway the way this is going. So it's almost like, reminds me of living with somebody who's constantly harping on you, and it's just like just starting to like avoid them, and just like when they talk, you're not even paying attention anymore because it seems like it's always negative, and you just stop paying attention to them. You stop listening. It seems like there's a weird balance like that. If somebody's constantly negative and you're not paying attention to them, I don't think that's bad. I haven't had to do that in a long time, but that's usually a red flag, like something needs to change here. And things going your way right now in whatever subject this is, I feel like it came in quick, and I feel like you're in this honesty moment, kind of like, all right, well, it came in quick. I wonder if it'll go quick. I wonder how long it'll last. Because it feels like I have to reconstruct something so I can keep it. I feel like you're already aware of that. You're like, if I want to keep this, I have to reconstruct something, and I really do want to. You're looking at your own honest history. So if this reading is hitting, you're looking at yourself as honestly as you can, kind of like, all right, I know how I go. I can see how this has happened for me before, and it has a season or 2, and then it goes somewhere else. But you know yourself well enough, like, maybe if I make changes, though, I can reinforce what I have, and I don't know if it's keep it longer or just keep it on point, but I feel like I need to change something if I want to keep what's going on here. And I have to be careful, because I got to be careful what I change, and it's going to take some work to make that happen, but I feel like I can do this. And there's a lot of intellectual activity going on for you. Are you getting help from others, or is this just your own effort? Because it could be coming to you intuitively, so you're kind of getting help from others, but it might be all within you, if that makes sense. Other people... Okay, so the other people, yeah, somehow there's energy coming towards you. It could be just psychic information. You're a water sign. I'm saying this as a Pisces. You're more than likely having some type of spiritual gift. It may be coming forward to you in the sense of like you just start picking up on things, or you just might, oh, that book just kind of showed up, or oh, I just saw this billboard and that made a good point. Somebody might just start a conversation with you, and it's just like, this seems interesting. Information is coming to you. It's releasing blocks for you, but it's one of those things where I have to get on point with it, and I have to make it happen. I've said this to a lot of Pisces, and I'm saying this as a Pisces. If you get in a pattern, more than likely in the early part of the day, where you take 10 to 15 minutes and you just go towards one of your goals, and that's all you take, and you do it in the first thing if you can. Most people, sometime during the day, but most people it works better in the morning. The energy will start building and keep building and keep building. The trick is, I've found, like I do it in the beginning of the morning also, because it kind of restricts how much time I actually can spend with it, because I have other things I have to do throughout the day. So it keeps me from getting burnout, but it also keeps me doing it. It keeps me moving it, gets it out of my way. It makes me feel good that I've gotten that out of my way and that I've done that, and I'm happy about that. And it also keeps me from overdoing it. I feel like that's a thing with Pisces. They get excited, they do a bit too much, and then they get burnt out, and then they don't want to touch it at all. So that's why I would recommend in the morning, if this is something that's hitting for you, like I need to make a change, I need to move forward, there's something I need to solidify a little bit better. It's going to kind of come forward to you, whatever this possibility is for you to either refine or change your circumstances. Could be refine, could be change. It'll flow right to you very easily. the information will come right to you. You just got to be open to it, which Pisces is usually pretty open to giving things a thought. The thing is, don't just think. Be careful of that. Don't let it just be a thought. Staple it down. Make something happen. That 10 to 15 minute thing in the morning for this subject, whatever this is, and every day, even if you have the day off, just do that every day. Even if you have the day off, that repetitious pattern, it will build something for you. It will help you make it happen. The path forward is set. The path forward will be set once you lock in. There's a lock-in piece here, because it's like it's a little over to the side, and I was like, once you lock in, the path will be set. This reminds me of getting a certain type of job, and it's kind of like, well, once I've signed up for the job, it's kind of like once you're on the plane, here we go. There's stuff you got to go. Once the path is set, you'll be all right. It's getting past this moment. There's this moment of stepping forward into the future. So, now the way I'm looking at this, it's taking that 10 to 15 moment in the morning. After that is where this moment shows up. It's kind of like either, get on the plane or not, get on the bus or don't, get on the boat or don't. It's like this moment will show up. It's showing up in the future in that 10 to 15 moment. If you're doing that version of it, makes it much easier. I think it will show up anyway, even if you don't do that. It just makes it a lot easier. It's almost like, if you do the 10 to 15, it's like over studying for a test where you just kind of look at it and you're just like, yep, that's it, and you ace the test. Versus if you don't do that 10 to 15, it's like, oh my God, I didn't study at all. I hope I know this stuff. You can still do it. It's just a lot harder. I'm just saying it can be easy for you. That's all I'm saying. Because judgment comes in. It flows right towards you. Judgment comes in. And then there's like a little like perception situation coming in. This is ironic, but I'm going to just roll the dice on this because I don't want to make it super simple because I feel like it's not. I don't feel like it's going to feel super simple. So there's going to be things about whatever this is that are challenging, and there's going to be things that are not challenging. I don't know. There's like a mix. I feel like I'm making it still too simple. If you treat it as if, I can do this, it's just going to be really difficult. I just got to get through this. Ironically, it's harder this way. It reminds me of like when I have a day full of tasks and I'm like, oh my God, I got a lot of tasks to do. Let's see how many I get through. And then like, okay, as long as I get most of them, like as long as I keep going till 1 o'clock, whatever I got done is fine, and I can do whatever I want after 1 o'clock. Ironically, that's the harder way to do it. It seems like the easier way, but the easier way and what you get the success from is like, instead of treating it like, oh, I got a lot to do, as long as I get as much as I can done by 1 o'clock, whatever's left I can do another day. That's ironically the harder way. This side says a way that can make this ironically easier for you is to go, all right, I got these things that need to be done today. I'm going to get them all done. It may take me all day, but when I get to the end of the day, I'm going to be very happy about it. And just kind of like, it's going to get done. I need to get them done. I have to get them done. It's either a pass or fail. Ironically, if you can adapt to that attitude, kind of like it needs to be done. I have to get all this done or else the next couple days are going to be really, really difficult. So I need to do it. It makes it easier because you just don't let yourself shift away from task and you get them all done. And it's not half as bad and you get used to it fairly quickly. It may seem like a lot, but it's like, I need to do it. This is what I'm meant to do. If I want success here, this is what it's going to cost. And you just kind of like, I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to do it. You just commit to it. That shifting of perception, ironically, will make it a lot easier. It seems ironic, but for those of you who've already done it before, I feel like you know what I'm talking about. It's like, you just accept this is what I got to do. And then you don't like slow yourself down and go, oh, is this enough? Oh, is this enough? Oh, have I done enough yet? You don't do that. You're just like, I need to go to the next. It's a shifting of perception. You just like, okay, time for the next. Okay, time for the next. So Not that you have to live every day of your life that way, but whatever this subject is, if that's how you handle it, like, okay, today I have 5 things that have to be done, they got to be done. And I just accept it. Today I got 1 thing, okay, it's just 1 thing. Let me see, I'm going to try to get it done as soon as I can. It's first opportunity, I'll get that off the list, great. Other days there may be 10, some days there may not be anything. But it's just kind of like committing to it every day. This is how many things have to be done today, they have to be done. For a little while, ironically, it'll feel like, what am I doing? It'll feel like, how long is this going to last? Like it shifts to this next location, so I'm wondering how that happens, but we're going to get there. The Devil card shows up with feeling fogged in. There's something clearly you want from this situation. 4 of Pentacles, half in, half out. And the wild card, not the wild card, the wheel. I feel like I have to get used to it, and I have to start seeing the benefits come my way. Once I start feeling the benefits come my way, once I can tangibly touch them, I feel like this part of the situation passes. But for a while there, as you're establishing the pattern, I feel like every now and then I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. This is a lot. I feel like this is a lot more than I normally do. I feel like I don't have any time for myself. I feel like I'm constantly going. If you can survive through this portion, you'll come out the other side of the clouds. And that's when all of a sudden everything is lining up exactly where you want it. And it's kind of like all the effort I've been putting in, I'm seeing it all come out. I'm seeing all that effort I wanted coming into something. I'm seeing it create something. I'm seeing it finally showing up as I wanted it to. You also might be an inspiration to others, and you don't expect to be. That was weird how that just kind of pulled in. By doing this, you not only empower yourself, you empower somebody else, maybe more than one somebody else, because somebody else has a lot of ideas, but they can't seem to move forward. And through you sharing how you made your success happen, you might actually find somebody else who's another confidant, friend, coworker. I feel like this is somebody who might come into your life and might actually work with you, where you can like build on each other, you can encourage each other, you can help each other keep going to get what you both want. They seem to feel like there's a lot they want to do, but they can't seem to direct it, or something doesn't happen here. That Two of Swords with the Ace of Wands is kind of like, it's almost like somebody's afraid to start. But with your confidence and your energy coming in, like, I've gone this far, I've gotten this far, this is how I've done this much. And I feel like once I get this far, I'm looking back and I'm like, it didn't seem that hard at the time, but it felt like it was tedious. And I feel like I'm explaining, like, it really wasn't that hard. It just, for some reason, it felt tedious. And the energy of it feeling tedious made it really heavy at times, but I kept pushing through. It reminds me of being a kid, learning spelling words, and taking an hour every day to do that. At some point, it just got easier. And I wasn't taking an hour every day. I was taking like half an hour. And then it got down to 15 minutes. And then it got just every now and then just spot checking a couple times a week. So it's kind of like in the beginning, learning what you need to learn takes a while. But over time, it makes it a lot easier. And I feel like you're encouraging somebody else to join you. I think they want to join you. And there's more energy coming in with this. That's unexpected. I don't think you're expecting it. I don't think you're even looking for it when it happens. But I do feel like it's welcome when it does show up. Are we good? I think we're there. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.